Hey everyone, how's it going? I haven't been posting the videos for a while because I've been busy working and, dealing with life stuff. But here's a little problem that I found with the car that I've been trying to diagnose to figure out exactly what it was. When I'm going down the road, my back wheel is wobbling, but I know for sure my rim's not bent. So I've been trying to do the research to try to find an actual factory replacement hub, which they don't make RX7 hubs anymore, but it turns out a 2006 to 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5, that's when they went to 5-lug, and they pretty much used the same exact hub as the RX7. So I'm about to put the car in gear and see if it's the rotor that's warped or the hub, because if it's just the rotor, you're just going to mainly see this part move, but if it's the hub, you're going to see this whole thing move as one. Let's see what it does. This thing's been driving me insane. And there it goes. See if I can let off the gas and it holds the idle. Yep, first gear. It's already up to operating temp, so it's pretty good. Oh, too slow. Way too slow. Let's touch the gas a wee bit. Thinking the hub might be bent, because as I'm watching this line over here at the edge seems like it's moving like this, but yet when you go like this, yeah, I think it's a warp rotor. My pronunciation right. At least that's what I think it is. I'm not too sure. Let's try second gear. Get some more wheel speed. Second gear, about 5 miles per hour, so it should be enough. What are we looking at? Rotor or what? I need more wheel speed. It's definitely a weird one. Actually, since I just sprayed the car off, you can actually look at the warpage on the rotor and see where it's scraping and where it's not. That's clearly where the brake pad was. Looks like it's not touching there, not touching there. It's not touching there either, it's up in the center, but yet it's touching all the way around there. Oh, I'm gonna pop the rotor off, pop the brake caliper off, pop the rotor off, and kind of see what it looks like. Another little thing you can do, get something like this. Let's go back, put it in first gear. At 1,000 RPM, probably going like 1 or 2 miles per hour, slow enough. And then find a good spot that you can touch and kind of just lightly touch it against the side of it. Try to more or less find a sweet spot to where it touches it, but yet it goes away. hear it? If I can get it on just the right spot. This is pretty much what I did when I used to bend my BMX rims and straighten them. You put the rim in the fork, get a marker, try to find a good steady spot with your hands where you're not moving but you're almost touching it, and then just slowly go in until you feel it start touching. Kind of hear it? So that right there is a warped hub, not a rotor. Because if I go right here, that's actually a little dangerous because it's got slot. This rotor has slot inside of it, so if I did it right there, it's going to suck this inside of it and destroy everything. So you don't do that. Kind of find another little spot. Hear it. See, with that one it was better off going like this, off the brake caliper. And then the camera will zoom in. Come on, zoom in. Come on. Zoom in, damn it. Yep, that is a warped hub. And it might just seem like a little tiny bit warped down there, but if you have a few thousandths or a few millimeters off right here in the center, now transfer that out to about right here, where you have about a 12 to 13 inch gap. That little 1 to 2 millimeters over here is going to transfer to a quarter half inch by the time it reaches out here. But lucky enough, I found the actual hub. 2006 to 2013 Mazda Miata. That's when they went to 5 lug, 5x114.3. The hub spindle for this is actually a 28 spline, and it's the same for turbo and NA. When it goes to the diff, on the other hand, up over there, on turbo 2s, it's 28 spline right here and 28 spline back there. That's why they have a fatter diff. But on NAs like this, it's 28 and 26. And if you want to make it beefier, what you can do is go to an RX7 FD hub, which would be a 30 spline right here, and then you can buy a set of dry shaft shop axles. They're like $2,200, but then you use a Ford 8.8 rear end inside there, independent, out of like the 3rd gen or 4th gen Explorers, and then that's a 30 spline right here and a 32 spline inside there, a 30 spline. So you got like the beefiest package out of all, so you shouldn't be able to break anything inside here. That's capable of 1,000 to 1,500 horsepower. Which NA supposedly can handle about 200 to 400, depends on how hard you launch it. Turbo differentials, dry shafts, and all that stuff been known to handle up to 1,000 before they really start breaking. But for shirts, the hub, they're $46 at AutoZone. And when I cross-reference everything to actually find out that was the hub, I looked at Mazda Miata when they went to 5 lug, looked at the actual hub being sold individually. They didn't actually say the spec on the spindle teeth count, but then I went to look at their CV axles, and their CV axles said they were 28 count for this spot. So that means that will fit this, and it's 5x114.3. And then just to be sure that I didn't have to get some special retarded bearing for it, I cross-referenced the bearing number. And since I had a bearing with me, where are you at? Right here. When I cross-referenced that number for the 2006 to 2013 Mazda Miata MX-5, this is the same bearing that goes to that car, and this is also the same exact bearing that goes to this car. So when you need a hub, go for a Mazda Miata hub. Same exact setup and everything. Bearings are $32, and then the hub's about $46, and it comes with grade A hardened studs and everything, so it's worth it. And when I pull this off, another reason why I say, even if your hubs aren't bent, upgrade to Miata hubs, just because these factory hubs, it is literally like a little star. You have a little finger that comes off from right here to each individual freaking stud, which makes it easier to work because there's not a big solid disc behind it. On the Mazda Miata, it is a one complete solid ring all the way around. So make it even harder to warp it or damage it, especially if you're drifting and you might hit a curb or a bad enough pothole, which I think that's what did this. But it's a little update of what's going on. Pop this off, now I know what the problem is, and I'm gonna go to AutoZone and pick up the hub, because I already got the bearing. But a little update of what's going on. Still need to buy the E-fan switch for inside here. I just washed the car today since it's Sevens Day. Happy Sevens Days to all rotary owners. And here's a little update on what the engine bay looks like. Dirty as hell, but still looks pretty clean. No leaks anywhere. Nice and gravy. No leaks. No leaks. No leaks. That's rare. That's why I love this car. Let's a little update of what's going on. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one.